I want to close my door because, you know, like my mom is watching TV downstairs, my sister's rummaging around. But also I want my dog to come in my room, so I can't close my door. These cookies are so good. I think it's just because there's like a crap load of chocolate in it. Hello, my name is Claudia, and today I have so much chocolate in my teeth. Ooh, sexy. Hello, my name is Claudia, and today I'm going to be talking about Stranger Things again. I wanted to talk about the It movie, but like I didn't know exactly what I wanted to talk about. I kind of wanted to make, I have some videos in mind, but yeah, I have one that I really want to do about Eddie from the It movie, and one about Will. It's probably going to be in one video though. It's okay, my sister's just being loud. Okay, we're gonna get into the video, and the topic of today's Stranger Things discussion, at this point honestly, is about episode... is it episode 7? Or no, it's episode 7. The Lost Sister of season 2. I'll just get into it. So in season 2, we're introduced to a lot of different new characters. We're introduced to Max, Billy, the weird conspiracy theory guy, Bob, and the new guy that runs Hawkins' lab. We introduced all these new characters, and including Kali onto this list. Oh, I forgot to add, by the way, spoiler alert. But like honestly though, if you haven't seen Stranger Things at this point, like, what are you doing? No, but we're introduced to this new character when Elle goes to visit her mother for the first time, and her mother is basically telling her to go find her sister, even though they're not technically sisters, but I'm going to address them as sisters throughout this episode. So Elle realizes that she needs to fill her mother's request, and she needs to go... oh my god. And they're done. Yeah, it's Elle's kind of quest to go find her sister due to her mother's, you know, it's like the last things her mother is kind of repeating before her body becomes a full vegetable. And she goes to, is it Chicago? It's Chicago, right? I don't know why, but I kept thinking it was Pennsylvania, but it's like, what's in Pennsylvania? So she goes to Chicago, and she ends up finding her sister using her gift, which is like being able to find things only with like a picture, or like, yeah, a picture or whatever. So yeah, she ends up finding her, and she finds her group of ragtag teens, and you know, they go on an adventure. And as the Duffer Brothers said in their whole like Beyond Stranger Things thing, they said that Kali is kind of a Yoda character for 11, and she is helping her figure out her path. The thing is though, she's not like Yoda, because Yoda would never say to harness your anger. That's something Darth Vader would say. That's Darth Vader would, it's different. So it's like, I don't like how they use that as an example. They were like, oh, but he's like bad Yoda. I'm like, then why is Elle going to them? We're not going to address why this episode's bad, because I feel like there's enough videos online of people addressing why it's bad. I want to talk about how they could have made it better, and how they could have done this in a better way. But I also want to add one thing before I get into this. A lot of people just really didn't like that episode, and they like actually like hate it, which is a little bizarre to me. I didn't hate it, I just disliked it. It's the episode that sometimes I kind of skip if I'm watching like the show again, because I'm kind of like, oh, like I don't really need to see it. It doesn't really advance the plot as much as you really feel it needs to. But the thing is, if Kali was a attractive young white guy with a visible jawline, it would have been a way more popular episode. And I feel like there's just not enough appreciation for Kali, and it's like, she's still like a big character, and it's like, I don't know, it's like, I want to see some fan art of like Elle and Kali like being best bros. Because I bet they're gonna be in season 3. Like, if Kali isn't in season 3, I'm gonna be supremely disappointed, because it's like, you're throwing out this perfectly interesting character. For what reason? Because people didn't like her? You could make any character likable. Not a lot of people like Steve. A lot of people were like, cancel Steve for season 2. But you brought him back, and you made him like one of the most likable characters of that season, so bada bing, bada boom. You know? My forehead is so greasy in this lighting. I swear I'm not that greasy. What I wish they would have done is they had that little spoiler in the beginning of season 2, Like, you know, that little like boom. And we like never heard from Kali before that point, and like we never heard from Kali. I think that Elle could have kind of more figured out these powers with learning from her mother, I guess. In a way, she could have learned of all the terrible things that happened to her mother, and how she's been just like, her and her mother have just been treated so unfairly and unjustly this whole time, and used that anger. You know what I mean? I would have really liked at the final battle, she's still kind of that evil spirit, because I did like that episode because it raised the question of, can, you know, the numbers, as I'm calling these people who were, you know, like 11 and 8, can they use their powers for evil, and should they? Because that can actually cause a real life threat. Like, can you imagine Kali's powers to like a great mass? Like, of course, like, it can cause mass chaos. And so I did like it because it did kind of raise that question, but I kind of wish that Elle went with it more. I wish she like turned evil, you know what I mean? Like, when she was fighting that evil battle, like final battle, she like killed it, but she was like not the same, you know what I mean? She was like this evil, like, oh, like Hopper, it's like, you know, Hopper went to hug her and she was like, no, you don't really love me, you know what I mean? You like told me my mother died, and you sent the police after me, so I had to go hide for, like, so I had to go hide from Mike, you know? Another alternate ending that actually my cousin told me about that I thought was kind of cool was, what if Elle just never came back? She just never came back from Chicago. She just stayed there with like with Kali. And like they figured out some way to put a band-aid on the vortex or the thingy. And then introduced in season 2, the gang has to go back to, well, the gang has to go to Chicago and find Elle and find the whole mystery of Kali and their team and their squad. They're a little too Suicide Squad for my liking. Like, the one girl that was like in the nut house, like, come on. But I'm just saying, I felt like it was kind of a shame for them to completely just patch up the storyline in one episode, rather than span it out just like a little bit more, or maybe even just put a hint about Kali right in the end of the season finale. And then season 3 is all about Kali and like the other group, and like, yeah, again, like the gang going to Chicago and like a whole thing like that happening, and like Elle facing like being evil and bad, like not, you know, like dark side, and it's really a shame because I think Kali is such an interesting character, and I feel like because they made just a crappy episode about her, it kind of threw off the rest of the season. Right after the whole Kali episode, there's like, that is literally one of my favorite episodes. It's the episode Bob dies, but it's like my favorite episode of the season, when like it's literally like the hospital's like Jurassic Park. Like, that was a cool episode, and it's intense and it's scary and it's sad. I literally think I cried when Bob died. Yeah. I think how they could patch it up by this point is they need to bring Kali back, and they need, I think we need to see more of her character, because we see she's very, it's like, I think why we all like Elle a lot is because she's a very, commanding and, intimidating character, but she does have a very big vulnerable side when it comes to like Mike, or when it comes to her friends, or when it comes to her past. And I feel like we really don't see that with Kali. We just see her as, yeah, like this kind of mean girl. We really only see it in those like last seconds when she's like crying as Elle's leaving her. And I thought that was a really sweet second. It's like, I kind of want Kali to go to Hawkins and kind of meet up with the squad. I feel like her and Max would be good friends. That's all I have to say about this. This is a little bit of a shorter episode, but a really cute guy's been Snapchatting me, so like, I want to get back to that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure, if you want me to rant about anything about Stranger Things or it, or your favorite TV show, could not be my favorite TV show, I could rant about why I hate that TV show, make sure to leave it down below, and I'll talk about it. Bye. Kicking hurts in the nose. What?